Hey challengers, today I want to talk to you about your why. This is probably one of the most important parts of your journey because you're able to push through the physical ailments. You're able to, suck it up and eat really healthy for your body. But why are you doing it? Because if you don't know the deep emotional root of why you're doing it, you will not succeed. That's why so many people fail at crash diets. That's why so many New Year's resolutions to go to the gym and work out don't work because you don't know your why. And this is something that I never looked at until I started with Beachbody, which is why I feel so connected to this organization because they really dig deep to the emotional roots of what you're doing. And I think that is so important because it's all about taking care of yourself. And so a little bit of backstory. I went to college on an ROTC scholarship. I played sports all throughout school ever since I was little. I never considered myself an athlete, but I was very involved in sports. And, I was good. I was good at it. When I went to college, you have to take a PT test when you're in ROTC to maintain your scholarship, and you have to pass it. And I always passed them, and I did well on them, but I hated it. I was miserable. I never kept myself in good enough, running shape to where I really enjoyed it. It was always like I pushed myself super hard, and I did well on it, but then I was throwing up when I finished, and it just wasn't fun. And so I kind of started hating it. And I dreaded it. And so I decided that after I graduated college that I wanted to be good at something. I had friends that ran full marathons. I had friends that did CrossFit. I had friends that, were playing sports on the side. And I felt like I needed something because I no longer had ROTC. I no longer had the sports that I was doing in high school. And so I really was feeling a disconnect. And so I decided that I was going to fall in love with running because I wanted to be good at it. And I wanted to challenge myself. So I decided I was going to do a 10-miler. And I trained for it all on my own. And I did it. And I was so proud of my accomplishments that I wanted to push further. And so I started training for half marathons. And I did my first half marathon. And I was 2 weeks pregnant. I didn't know that. And so I was in the prime of my fitness when I found out I was pregnant, and I did not want to stop. I felt like I had gotten so far and I didn't want to quit. I had so many people, doctors included, telling me that I couldn't maintain my physical fitness because I was pregnant, and I refused to believe that. As a nurse, I know enough about health that I know that it's important to stay healthy during a pregnancy. I also know enough that I can't push myself too hard. So I dug deep. I did a lot of research. My husband and I did a lot of talking. And I knew that I wanted to maintain what I was doing. So I continued to run. I ran all the way up until the day before I delivered. I ran 2 miles the day before I delivered our son. I had an amazing birth experience. I recovered so well. I started running again 10 days after he was born. And things were going great. I felt great. I felt strong. Back a little bit up to where we were going into the hospital to have our son. I was going to my 38-week appointment, and on the way into the hospital, my husband got a phone call saying he had to go meet with our commander. He's also in the military. He went and met with the commander and was told that he would be up for deployment that year, but we didn't know when. So walking into my 38-week appointment, I had a lot of emotions. I wasn't really sure what was going on, if he was going to leave, when he was going to leave, what was going to happen. We have this new baby coming. Go into my 38-week appointment and find out I have to get induced because my amniotic fluid was so low that I barely had any and it wasn't safe. So that day I was admitted to the hospital and induced, so we had to call our family, rush them all down there. They induced me. I had a great birth experience. And then we spent 5 days in the hospital because our son was jaundiced. He was under double Billy lights. His Billy levels were so high. The doctors had to start talking to us about possibly having to transfuse him, and it was very, very scary. As a new parent, if you've never had a child before, or if you are a mom, the emotions that overcome you with a baby are so intense, and there's nothing that can prepare you for them. So I was feeling very, very emotional, trying to take care of this little love, and then we get told that day that we were getting discharged that my husband was leaving in December, and this is July. So we only had 4 or 5 months together. And I was completely overwhelmed. I was so sad. I was so angry. I didn't know how the heck I was going to manage all this on my own. And I was just a mess. Fast forward a few months. So now we're into December, and my husband's supposed to be getting ready to leave. 3 weeks from when he's supposed to leave, we get the call saying, your orders have been canceled and you are not leaving anymore. And what a relief that was. It was the best Christmas present I could have received. But part of me was still holding back because I knew how the Army works, and I knew that at any point they could change their mind, which they did. And we found out again in January that my husband would be leaving that June to go on deployment. And so June 15th, 2014, my husband left for a 9-month deployment. And I can tell you that that was the hardest week of my life. Leading up to that week was worse than when he actually left, because everything you do, you know, it's the last time you're going to get to do it with them. And I have this beautiful little 11-month-old baby, and I work full time. And how the heck am I supposed to take care of him and myself and work in 9 months? I have no idea. That's a whole pregnancy. And I just couldn't wrap my head around how I was going to do it without him. And I was completely exhausted. And I was starting to skip eating. I wouldn't eat dinner after work because I'd be so tired. Or I would go through the drive-thru and just get fast food. And I just realized I really wasn't taking care of myself. And all I could think about was, how the heck am I going to get through 9 months? And I was just getting more and more upset and more sad. I didn't want to come home to an empty house. And I knew I needed a healthy distraction. And so I decided I was going to learn Spanish. So I bought Rosetta Stone. I was going to learn Spanish. Well, that lasted about a week, and it was just too much. I wasn't into it. It wasn't satisfying me. And so I decided to get back into the gym. And so I decided to go to the gym to give myself a break from being a mom for an hour, to be around people, and to really get myself in shape, because my goal was to be in the best shape of my life when my husband got home. And so I decided I was going to get a personal trainer because I wanted to be pushed. I got a personal trainer, and he canceled appointments on me. He didn't show up. He forgot about them. The time I did have with him, he was awesome, but the time I got with him was so few and far between that it was making me so frustrated. So as I'm sitting there one night, lost, confused, everything I seem to be trying to get distracted isn't working, I'm getting more angry and more frustrated, and I'm hating the Army more, and I'm hating my situation more. I ran across a mutual friend's Facebook page who was a Beachbody coach, and she was advertising for one of her challenge groups coming up. And I sent her a message, and I said, I have no idea what you do or how you can help me, but I need the help. And here's what I'm capable of doing. I don't have a lot of time. I'm busy, and I need help. And she recommended a 30-minute program for me, P90X3. It's the program I started on. She recommended Shakeology, and she offered me a coaching discount, which I just signed up as a coach. I had no idea what I was doing, but I love a discount. Who doesn't? So I got it, and I got 25% off my Shakeology every month. And for the next 90 days, I pushed hard with doing P90X3. And I quickly jumped into the coaching opportunity because I saw the benefits that it was doing for me. I could do 30-minute workouts every day. I woke up, I changed my schedule. I started going to bed a little bit earlier, and I woke up at 4:30 every morning before I went to work to do my workouts. And on my off days, I did it during my son's nap time. And within those 90 days, it was so fulfilling to me, because not only was I getting stronger, both physically, but emotionally and mentally, because I had something to distract me. I had this healthy community and environment that I was checking in with every day on Facebook, and just becoming so attached to. And it was overwhelming how happy I was. I was learning how to eat right. I was learning about portion control. I was learning what's good and bad and how to feed myself and my son. And like within the matter of 2 months, I was completely transformed in the type of person I was. And even my husband, who was in a whole nother country, could see that about me. My family saw that. People at work were starting to ask me questions. And I realized that my why, the reason why I was doing all this, was so that I could be the best version of myself for my family, and so I could take care of our beautiful son, and so that I could learn to live and cope through hard times, no matter what those hard times were. Are there days I'm tired? Absolutely, I am. Are there days that I hate having to be a single parent geographically? Absolutely, there are. But my why is so much bigger than that, because I know that God put me on this earth for a purpose, and my purpose is to help other people through helping myself first. I love what I do as a coach, almost more than I love being a nurse at times. I know that I am here to help people both physically and mentally, and to mature them and to help them on their journey, no matter where their journey starts or ends. I love to be active with my kid, and, I love to make healthy changes for our family. And so that is why I do this. I don't do it for the financial aspect of it, although the financial aspect is awesome. But I do it because it makes me the best person that I can be. It puts me in an environment with a group of other coaches and challengers like you that I can uplift and be motivated by every single day. And I don't know any other organization that does that for you. And so you have to think about your why. Why is it that you do what you do? Why is it driving you? Everybody wants to be in the best physical shape. Everybody wants to eat healthy. But obviously that's not the reality in our society, that's how everybody is. And so you have to dig deep and figure out what is the root of why you want to do this. Have you struggled with something in your past? Are you struggling with something now? Are you unhappy? Are you going through depression, an addiction? Whatever it is, you can overcome it. You are so much stronger than that. But you have to know why you want to do it first. And that why needs to be a constant reminder for you. Put it up on that bathroom mirror. Put a sign and stick it in your car. For me, I don't need that because I see my kid every single day. I talk to my husband every single day. So I know that I can get through this. I know that if the Army throws another challenge at us, that we're going to get through it because I have my why. And ever since I started this journey, I've been able to maintain my nutrition. I've been able to keep up with my workouts. Would I have been able to do that without this community? I can tell you I wouldn't. Because there's so many days that I'm tired and that I don't want to do it and that I feel emotionally drained. And there is this network of coaches that I belong to that I can reach out to that pull me in and they help me and they love on me and they message me and they text me. And it's just, you would never find that anywhere else. And so I challenge you this week, as you're feeling sore, as you're feeling tired, as you're tired of eating healthy food when everyone around you is eating junk, to dig deep and find that why and sit down and really, really think about it. It should make you emotional. I have cried sharing my story multiple times because it is emotional and it digs deep into my root. And that's what it needs to do for you. So don't make your why just, I want to be healthier. I want to lose weight. Of course, we all do. But what is it that really is driving you to do this? Why did you sign up with us? Why did you commit to paying the money that you did to make a change in your life? Because that reason alone should be stronger than any excuse you can ever make, so that your jar or bowl of excuses is always empty, because that why is so, so powerful. This journey is a roller coaster. It's going to have ups, it's going to have downs, but it's when you stay on it and you don't quit that you will have so much success. So thank you for letting me share my story with you. I would love to hear your stories if you're willing to share them. You can either privately share them with us, but the first step is sharing it, because once you share it and you make yourself vulnerable, then we can hold you accountable to that. So we can continue to remind you why you're doing this journey, because you're going to need the reminder. I need it myself. Elizabeth reminds me all the time when I tell her I'm tired or I want to quit, why I'm doing this, and I'm immediately right back up on my feet. And so thank you again. I can't wait to hear your stories if you're willing to share them. I hope you all have a great week, and I can't wait to start week 2 with you guys tomorrow.